is the realest show out.
You did the opposite of what I think most people do. Sometimes it can be kind of scary to just put yourself out there.
That's real. That's raw. That's exactly what we're looking for.
We look forward to connecting with you guys on all of our social media platforms. The way to support us is to like and comment on all your favorite episodes. And please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications for the next Gut Check Uncut. What's up, guys? Todd Special here, co-host of Gut Check Uncut. I got B-Bisc in the house.
What is going on?
Dude, this next guest, I got to tell you, I've always been a huge fan of American Ninja Warrior, and I immediately loved this guy when I saw him running on those tracks. Man, it was awesome. My daughter, who's 6 years old, Abrielle, as you know, loves American Ninja Warrior. I'm sure she would love to meet Flip himself, but we have Flip Rodriguez. I mean, this guy is an 11-time American Ninja Warrior. His content creator for Merc Esports, does work as a stuntman in Hollywood. He's mentored kids on the art of parkour and an ambassador for sexual abuse and violence, which I just love. I think what he's doing in the world today is really making a massive difference, and I think without people like him, we couldn't shine a light on something that needs to be talked about. He's also filming a movie overseas. I mean, when I first reached out to him, he's like, dude, I'm overseas right now filming a movie. I thought that was very cool, but there's a lot of big things happening in Flip Rodriguez's life, so let's just bring him in. What's up, Flip? How you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
Dude, couldn't be better, man. We talked about it before the show, man. Every day above ground's a good day, right?
Yeah, every time someone asks me how I'm doing, my thing is always fantastic, and they're always put off by it because they're like, why are you fantastic? I'm like, man, I have another day to live.
Amen, dude. Amen. So I want to get into this, man, because I am a huge, and I know you hear about it all the time, I'm sure, but a huge fan of American Ninja Warrior. And dude, I loved watching you and all the success you've had on that show. But what I loved about the show the most, and I just wanted to ask you how real this was, the support on the sidelines when someone is running is something that I think American Ninja Warrior does better than anything. I mean, your competitors, if you will, they're competing against you, right? Are rooting it seems like anyways, from the way the show makes it look, and I just want to know how real that is, but it seems like everybody has so much full support for people that are running. I'm sure you have your, competitiveness amongst people, but there's a lot of love there, man.
Yeah, I never am the person to sugarcoat things. So for me, if you look at my sidelines throughout any of the years, my sideline typically doesn't normally change. Maybe I'll be able to add one person here or there. But for me personally, like you said, it is a competition. And I think the truth of it is, as much as everyone wants to support each other, deep down, everyone's out for themselves in a sense, because if someone else does better than I do, that means I'm out of the competition. I don't want that personally, Yeah. So for me personally, that's why I have my mentor, Sly Lewis, on my sideline. I have my girl, Jamie Ross, on my sidelines. I have one of my good friends, Eric. He's always on my sideline. So I keep my group small because those are the people that will always clap even when my back turned.
Yeah, dude, I love that, dude. That's powerful. So tell the world a little bit about Flip Rodriguez. I mean, I know there's, you've been on American Ninja Warrior, you've done so much, but was that the catalyst and kind of that catapulted you into who you are today? Because I know it got you some fame, and I know it got you some people looking out and saying, who's Flip? But you've done so many amazing things where a lot of people have taken that fame and done some different, maybe not so charitable stuff. You're impacting lives in a massive way. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. We want to know who Flip Rodriguez is.
Yeah, I always say I would not be the person I am without American Ninja Warrior in my life. I think they were like the biggest step to me understanding who I am as an individual. This producer, JD, pushed me for like 2 seasons. He's like, hey man, I know there's a story behind that mask, bro. Like, just talk to me. Let's do it. And I'm like, nope. I'm like, no, I'm not going to say nothing ever because people are not going to understand. And then just one season, I was just like, I was talking to my mentor, Sly Lewis, about it. And I was like, hey, man, this producer keeps pushing me. I'm like, yo, what do you think? I've never really said that I was sexually abused to anybody. But my mentor is not, he's really smart. So I kind of laid it out to where he could put 2 and 2 equals 4. And he's like, dude, let's be real. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it can go this way and it's great, or it can go this way and it's not going to be so great. And, we weighed the odds, and I was just like, dude, I think we're just going to do it, bro. And JD, who did phenomenal with my interview. It made me feel super comfortable because he understood the sensitivity of what was about to be said. He said, man, listen, trust me, it'll only be myself and one camera guy, nobody else. And I spoke about being sexually abused as a kid. And ever since then, I really didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to help one person. And then all the support that came from that was just so overwhelming and amazing that I could not stop right there. I just couldn't. So Ninja Warrior has been probably one of the biggest stepping stones for me to become who I truly am.
That's cool, man. So just curiosity, you know, when you were going to come out and kind of tell your story, did you know at that point you had the intention of really kind of being a bigger voice and an ambassador, so to speak, or was that just you doing it for yourself and you grew into kind of what you're doing now and using your platform in such an amazing, positive way?
Man, I gotta be completely honest. I was so naive. I was extremely naive to this world because when you're in an abusive situation as a child, right? I'm thinking this is only happening to me, right? In my mind, I'm like, no one knows this. No one understands what's happening. And as I got older, I understood, oh, this is not good, right? And as I got older, because of the way I grew up in middle school and high school, for being picked on and being called what people don't say anymore because it's so offensive now, that there's words that I was just like, no way, I could never let anybody know this, you know? So the fact that I was able to understand year after, I think it was like 2 years after I came out on the show, I understood, oh, I just jumped into a huge situation and I put myself in a predicament here to where now I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, you know, and I'm always pushing myself to do that and to become an advocate for male sexual abuse survivors. It's just so insane to me. Like every day, you know, I every time I speak about my story, I cut myself again because I have to relive my past just so somebody else can heal. And as long as I have that great opportunity to help somebody heal or help somebody understand what's happening to them, I'll take all my scars and reopen them again.
Dude, honestly, I get the chills when you say it, dude, because here's the deal, man. I think in your case, you know, you're a competitor in every way, right? I mean,
I try to be.
Yeah, you definitely are, brother. Not many people have done what you've done, but you're a competitor. And I know that, or I can at least guess that putting yourself in that tough situation, you said, you know, I had to relive my past just so someone else can heal. Dude, that's so powerful. Like I literally get the chills when you say that. You know, I do some speaking and I get on stages. And one of the things that I've realized when you speak to people is that you're not going to touch everyone because some people are going to pick up what you're putting down. Some aren't, you know. Right. That being said, it's so worth it if you just touch one life. You know, it's so worth it if you just make a difference. But you, sir, you are touching hundreds of thousands of lives. Your story is phenomenal, man. And we don't have to get into the details or anything else like that. But I will tell you this. Having someone like you on the show, when we created Gut Check, it was really to have some real, authentic people to tell powerful stories that want to impact lives. You're as real as it gets, man. I tell you this, one of the most exciting interviews I've been waiting to do was you because of your story. I'll be honest with you, it didn't have, even though my daughter and I are huge fans of American Ninja Warrior, it had nothing to do with that. It was about you as a person, dude. So tell me how it makes you feel, man. Because, I mean, listen, I know that you're worried and you said I had to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. How does it make you feel that you're able to actually impact lives in such a positive way?
It truly, you know, I have, like, for example, I have a speaking gig coming up in September in Fort Collins. And I am so nervous that I'm like, I just signed the paperwork today and I'm like, should I really sign this right now? Because every time I'm putting myself out there, you know, I know it's not typically what other speakers talk about. You know, this is personal to me and this is my story. So if anyone takes any way, shape or form of what I'm speaking about offensive, or they take it in such a negative light and they come bring it to me, now they're talking about my life and who I am as a person. So I'm really cutting my heart open and showing everybody like, hey, listen, like, this happens more often than not. And this is what I gathered from my life. And this is how I was able to progress forward and to be able to just reopen all these scars all the time, just for one person hoping to heal. Like, you don't even know if that's actually going to happen. Like, I'm just kind of just like, oh, here it is, you know? And then after my speaking gig, I had these conversations with people. But more importantly, when the whole event's done and a few days go by, I get that one DM going, hey, Flip, I didn't come up to you in this event, but I really admire you for talking. It's giving me some hope. I couldn't talk to you or anybody else about it because I just cried and I walked out of the arena. But just know you've made an impact. And that one message, because I couldn't handle it in person at that very moment, you know, I'm done. I did it. I did my job. Even if I was the worst speaker of live, which is one of my biggest fears, is I'm up there and I'm stumbling and I'm rambling and just talking and not making any sense. When that happens, I'm like, worth it. I'm done. I'm good.
It's so true, man. I mean, I remember the first time I spoke on stage to have some little, kind of commonality in what you're talking about, dude. It's never just a flawless speech, by the way. As a matter of fact, a flawed speech is better than a flawless speech. So, you telling your story is awesome, dude. I mean, because you got to see it's imperfectly yours, right? And which makes it perfect. Let's just call a spade a spade. One of the big things about you and how you're helping people that I admire most is that you are putting yourselves out there. It does take that, and being competitive, I guarantee you, and I haven't heard your speech yet on stage, but I guarantee it's badass. I'm just gonna say it because I can just tell already. But you're just such a genuine person, man. So how do you transition from athlete, like I'm talking a top athlete, American Ninja Warrior? I don't think people know how hard that is, but go from an athlete to really just shifting your life and going, now I'm going to be a stuntman. And did you start getting these roles as a stuntman or to work in movies because of American Ninja Warrior, because they know you can flip and you can do all this cool shit? Or how did that transition happen?
Well, I started American Ninja Warrior first. I started doing parkour and free running that transitioned to American Ninja Warrior. And then my mentor, Sly Lewis, has been a stuntman for, at that moment in time, 10, 11 years. And there was a movie in South Florida where I was living at that time called Step Up Revolution. Mm-hmm. And they needed free runners, people that can flip onto the concrete and stuff. And that was my first introduction to stunts. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, there's a lot of waiting around, but it's so much fun to do because you get to do things that people don't ever get the opportunity to do. Like, I've been exploded 100 times already. I've been shot at 100 times, not real bullets, but I've been shot at. I've been hit by cars. I've been hit by a truck. My life is a movie in itself. And I love that when people ask me, hey, so what are you doing for work? I go, I have no idea.
Oh, dude,
I never know what's coming. I never know what's coming. It could be literally, when we were talking about doing the podcast, I was in Dominican Republic, right? Yeah. I was out of the country. I was doing a movie and it was just fight scene. So, and we had one other thing going on in this whole process, but it was a fight scene and I didn't know what was happening until we got there. They just say, hey, we want you. Are you available? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. So on the next one, who knows what happens?
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome. I think it's I don't know, at least for me, like when I was a little kid, I was like, dude, if I could be a stuntman, that'd be fucking bad.
I was literally just going to say that. Like,
I can't do parkour or free running or any of that shit, but
you can roll. I've seen you do a somersault.
I can skateboard.
You've done a somersault once. You did a somersault once. That was it.
I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things I've learned from stunts is that when you hear the 3, 2, 1 action, it'll definitely prove to you who you really are.
Oof. Love that, dude.
You're either committed or you're not committed, because when that truck is coming and you hear action and you got to get hit by a truck, you're second guessing. Sure. So it really puts in perspective who you are as an individual. And I love it. Personally, I love it. I love the adrenaline. I love my heart racing. I love the uniqueness of I got to do this stunt as safely as I can. And then at the end of it, I wake up, not wake up, but I do the stunt. I do the stunt and I check myself. I go, okay, all fingers, everything's moving. I'm good. So I did it right. The best part is when the director comes to you and goes, oh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. What's up? I pop up. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. What happened? He goes, oh my God, it looked like you really got hurt. I was like, then I did my job behind it.
Really fucking well.
That is awesome, dude. So,
biggest compliment for a stunt.
How can I get Brandon in front of a truck? That's what I want to say.
What's the secret sauce to not dying?
Man, I did it for Bad Boys for Life. I keep calling Bad Boys 3 because that's what it was called when we were filming it. But it's Bad Boy for Life. I did it. I got hit by a Dodge Ram 2500, and I did it twice, and in such a narrow garage. It's so insane.
Oh, that's cool, man. So I'm sure you've met some pretty cool people during that time frame, you know, and the nice thing about that is that, you know, you kind of get to know who people really are, right? And again, another reason why Gut Check is what it is, we want real people, not the fluff, not the stories, not the bullshit that you see online, but we want the raw and the authentic side of people. How is it working with some pretty cool, I mean, you've been in some pretty cool movies, dude, as far as doing stunts. How is it working with these high level people that maybe you never thought that you'd even have a chance to meet, and how they are as people when you meet them?
Yeah, it really shows you who your idols really are. You know, sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's not so good. But at the same time, you got to remember, people are people. You know, sometimes people have bad days. And if you happen to fall on somebody's bad day, is that really who they are? Maybe a little bit, but not fully. You know, you don't know what they're going through, what's going on in their life. So does everyone have the right to not talk to somebody because they lost a parent, a pet, you know, whatever's going on in their life? Sure. I mean, that makes sense, right? Like if someone was rude and you heard, hey, their parent just got in an accident and they're in the hospital while they're filming on set and they can't leave, I would not want to talk to somebody either, you know? So it really depends on really realizing that we're all humans and we all have our own emotions and we have our own lives and things are happening, whether you're an A-list actor or you're a stuntman or you're just 9 to 5, just average 9 to 5 job that you love to do. And we all have bad days. And I think most people don't realize that.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing perspective because it's really easy to sit there and go, yeah, that dude was just a dick. I'm sure he's a dick every day. But that's a pretty good perspective to have of, you know, well, let's take a chill and look at what they could be dealing with something I don't know about.
Well, and there's a lot of quotes like, you know, look, we're motivational guys. We go into businesses, help companies scale, and we build leadership teams and stuff like that. And a lot of the quotes that I see online are, you know, be careful how you treat people because you don't know what's going on in their day, right? So that really kind of coincides with that. So quick question. If you had to take one name of a person that you met, highest level person that you met, who is it? Easy.
So a part of my story, actually a part of who I am, has been through one role model that everybody knows. One role model that I looked up to, and I learned about him on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Cool.
And read all his. I got into his interviews, and his way of life, the way he sees things, and the way he believes life should be led, has really changed my life in the biggest way. I was in my darkest moment when I found him, and thankfully, due to Bad Boys for Life and my mentor Sly Lewis, who was doubling Martin Lawrence, he was like, "Hey, Will, you have to meet this kid. Like, you trust me, just listen to him, hear him out." And I had no idea he was coming to me. Will Smith came up to me in the middle of set. I'm talking about he just walked on set and said, "Yo, Flip, what's going on, man? I'm Will. How you doing?" I was like, dude, I was 31. I was 31 years old. And a grown man crying in front of another grown man on a movie set. This is not so professional, but it was one of those moments where you're like, wow, the guy that I idolized for years, and I made my life basically about how he sees life is amazing.
That's
you know,
so cool.
We went from, I met him that one day. I got 5 minutes to talk to him, tell him my story before he had to be in front of camera. And we were on the Bad Boys gym, right? Because they made a whole gym facility for everyone to use who was working on set. And literally he was all the way on the other side. Like, it's huge gym, all the way on the side. He would see me. He would bypass everybody and say, "Yo, Flip, how you doing, man? What's going on?" And then he'll walk all the way back to what he was doing. On set, same thing, nonstop. He was just consistently like, you know, being just amazing. I don't know what to say, man. Everything I thought he was, he really was. And Will Smith has impacted my life in ways that most people will never understand.
I mean, it had to be pretty cool that when Will Smith comes up, I mean, how do you know, I always thought, like, and I'm taking your situation, I'm going Will Smith, right? So, like, if I'm Will Smith and I walk up and say, "Hey, Flip, how you doing, man? I'm Will Smith." It's like, no shit,
no shit.
right? it's like, do you say you're Will Smith? Or, you know, if I was Will, just be like, "Hey, man, what's up, man? How you doing, Flip?" You know they know who you are, but do they, right? Because what I love about him introducing himself, to me, it shows that there's a humble side to who he is. If he, just in that statement alone, you know, "Hey, Flip, I'm Will. I know that Will knows you know who he is, right? But the question is, do you really though? And that's the cool thing about this story. You found out who Will really was, because on the flip side, no pun intended, right? There is that other side, which I'm sure you've run into too, where you meet people and they're not necessarily who you thought that they were. So that's really inspirational and says a lot, because when I see a lot of Will's motivational stuff online, and obviously, he's Will Smith for God's sakes, but you see the passion in how he speaks and the fun he has in helping people change their lives. And he doesn't have to do that. So that's a really, really great story.
Yeah, man. That must have felt good to meet him. And like you said, he was everything that I thought and was hoping he would be. Because I've heard almost maybe more stories to the contrary of meeting, their quote unquote idol, and they were nothing that they were hoping they would be. And maybe maybe bad day, maybe not. But that's pretty cool that you were able to meet yours and him impact your life in probably more a way that he even knows. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. It'll go down as one of the best days of my life for sure.
Oh, that's cool, man. So there's a parkour I live in North Orlando in an area called Heathrow, and there's a parkour building there. And then there's a ninja gym, if you will, like down a little bit farther away from me. Are they the same, similar? I mean, is there differences between the two, and what would you recommend? I know that obviously both are good and fun and whatever, but my daughter's 6. She loves this shit. She wants to get involved. I want to take her to parkour because I'm selfishly closer to my home, but the ninja gym looks pretty cool too. What are the differences, and what do you recommend?
So I feel like they work hand in hand. Parkour is my basis on how I started. This whole thing, the footwork that you get alone in parkour by learning how to precision, how to squat when you land, just to reduce the impact of landing, rolling, running on round bars. The balance aspect of it is so huge that, I'm so concerned always with balance on Ninja, but because I feel like my parkour background was so big in my life, and I had so much footwork and balancing practice in parkour that it's very difficult for me to go down on a balance obstacle. I think I've only really gone down on a balance obstacle once out of the 11 years that I've been on. And I think that speaks to volume as how important parkour is. But the Ninja Gym, if you're in Orlando, that means it has to be O&A. And that's my buddy RJ. So I would definitely advise giving her over to RJ for training, because any one of those kids, I can tell in a competition what kid belongs to what gym based on their skill set. And RJ's kids are typically the ones everyone goes, wow. I don't know what program he's running up there, but RJ is, whatever he's doing up there, he's doing it right. He's very passionate. He loves it. And those are the people that I love to support, more importantly. So I would definitely, I'm assuming it's O&A, and if it is, you should definitely check in with RJ, because he'll get her to do things the right way. And that's the important part.
So
you just closed me.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse my ignorance here, but like, do people literally now, just because it's how big it's gotten, do kids go in and literally train to like straight up from nothing to I want to be on American Ninja Warrior? Because it sounds like you had a different background and you kind of fell into it and realized you were good because of your background. And I don't know if it's now morphed into literally now they got ninja gyms, and then you go on and you train from nothing to I want to be on American Ninja Warrior. Is that how that works now? Or?
Actually, this season is the first time they've introduced teenagers to American Ninja Warrior. And you hear some of these teenager stories. I know a lot of them because I meet a lot of them through competitions, through local competitions or competitions throughout the country. And these kids have been training since 9 years old. Vance Walker, for example, who
he's a stud. Oh my God. I just saw him. He's
been training
since nine.
He's 19. He's been training for 10 years to be on the show and destroyed, like obliterated the course with no problem. So easy. But 9 years old, at 9 years old, he wants to train. They build obstacles in his yard. By the time he's 13, 14, the doors have opened so much. And now there's gyms, When I was 19, and I did parkour, there wasn't gyms. I had to learn outside, right? Ninja Warrior, there was no gyms when I started at 21. Ninja Warrior back then was our hardest obstacle. Our obstacle 5, which is typically the hardest in city qualifier before the wall, was a 6-foot lache. There was 2 of them. Right? That was considered hard when we started. Now for them, these guys are doing pretzel, right? That obstacle that
Dude, that's
that looks insanely
insane.
hard.
That's what I'm saying. So it's evolving so much, and these kids, when they started, they already started at a level where it's really difficult already. And then because they started there, that's not difficult to them, right? So now they're just escalating with it. You know, it's like parkour. Now the most common, you know, what's common is double backflips. Back then, you had double backflip in your arsenal. You were the best.
Yeah.
Now everybody's doing double backflips, double flyaways, double fulls, you know, so it's evolving. So to see somebody like Vance Walker, for example, just go out there and just dominate at 19 at 5. What is he? 5'5", I think.
He's 5'5". Yeah, he's 5'5".
And went up the mega wall with ease.
Yeah,
with
like nothing.
ease.
Dude, it looked like there was like 7 steps up the mega wall, and it was like I couldn't believe it. I was like, this kid is pushing off that back foot, going up that wall, and I was like, there's no chance. And he was. Didn't they say he was the shortest ever to climb the mega wall?
Yep.
Dude, that's so
But he's so powerful. He's been doing it for 10 years, bro. You give anybody 10 years of focus and determination, you're gonna come out like him, you know?
Dude.
Did you see how he was talking to the announcers while he's hanging on the pretzel? They're like, this kid's basically answering. They go, this kid's talking to me while he's hanging on the pretzel. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, well, a lot of that, just so you guys know, is because the dome is empty, right? So Obstacle 5 is right next to Matt and Akbar, who are the hosts of the show.
Yeah.
And you can hear, literally, I can hear everything from the starting line. So I'm sure he heard everything on Obstacle 5 for sure. It's so close. And the fact that he was able to respond on an obstacle that's been taking most of the ninjas out was phenomenal. It was,
Dude, that's
I mean,
crazy.
it's so great to watch these teens a lot. You know, I only highlight Vance Walker because he just aired, right?
Yeah, right.
You have Jay Lachey, Ninja Cal. You got all these kids that are so amazing. They weigh 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
But they have my grip strength.
Yeah.
They have the best grip strength in the game, and they weigh less. It's like you just never. It's just
Dude,
hard to
it's insane.
compete. It's hard.
Dude, I know you're doing a ton of different stuff, but just out of sheer, is there like money in American Ninja? Like, can you make money doing that? Like
No.
God, I love you.
I
Flip.
love that.
You're the shit.
Like, I don't know. I'm
Listen,
just watching on TV. I'm like,
listen.
shit. Maybe they build their own brands out of their popularity, and then they make money that way or whatever. But I'm always curious. Like,
So
Dude, I fucking love this. I love you, bro.
I'm trying to choose my words.
I know
carefully
you
because
are.
know
It's like, I love that.
W will see this at one day.
They definitely will.
They'll see it and they're gonna be like, "Yo, Flip. So what was up with that interview?"
Yeah.
But the truth is, there's no money in A&W. You know, Vance Walker is probably one of the most high-paid ninjas right now because he won $10,000. And then on top of that, it's a prize money. So taxes are taken out. So much taxes are taken out because it's considered prize money from a reality TV show. And I don't think people understand that. There's absolutely zero money unless you're last man standing, you win it all, or you get a mega wall.
And then
There's
I
no
guess
money.
you just got to use that pop. I mean,
Well, it's a
part of what
platform.
you've done is
Yeah.
use your platform in both a positive way and do some other things, build your popularity, build your brand, and then you kind of go elsewhere. So
Well,
I
it's
think
a
the
chance to
platform
get
maybe
noticed.
is the most important
Yeah, it's a
thing.
chance to get noticed. Like you use that platform to do what you did. Because look, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, look at Jessie McGrath, right? I mean, like it's pretty. She was in Wonder Woman, for God's sakes. Like that's a really cool thing. You've been in Bad Boys. Like you guys are taking your platform and using. It's a chance to get recognized and for people to know who you are. I mean, look, if it's me and I can be on American Ninja Warrior, I'm not really there for the money. You guys are very competitive. Obviously, you'd love to win 10 grand going up the wall, but it changes your life through like people recognize you, right? They see who you are. And then when you become, like you said, you said it earlier, you said American Ninja Warrior really allowed me to become who I knew I could become, right? It allowed me to kind of figure out who I was, which I think there's money in that itself. But you said it before the show. You know, we talked about happiness and what it meant to you. Money isn't everything. You're damn more happy. I mean, look, let's call a spade a spade. You're obviously more happy with money than you aren't. You know, as long as you're not stressing about bills, because trust me, I come from a very, very humble beginning, so I get it. Money doesn't equal happiness, but you're using this platform not just for money, but using the platform to really touch lives. So you took it to another level, and a lot of people don't.
Well, you know, man, with me, I love to be real. I'm not the ninja community. Everyone's like, "Oh, who's your best friend in the ninja community?" And I don't have a lot of friends in the ninja community. I would consider them friends, but I consider a friend somebody I talk to every day.
Yeah.
Someone I can call on the phone. Hey, bro, I'm not having a good day, or something along those lines, right? So I have a lot of acquaintances on Ninja Warrior, and I know all of them for sure because I've been around for so long. But A&W's, like the ninja community is just, I love that A&W has tried to make a place to support everybody. The real truth is, in my opinion, this is my opinion only. Okay. The truth is that's never the case. Everybody wants a little bit of spotlight, whether it's their own or somebody else's spotlight, which is why I'm very, very tight in my circle. So if you see somebody on my sideline, they meant something to me. They mean something to me. I just don't throw anybody there just because, unless the show does it while I'm on the starting line, right? They'll just go, hey, go over there, go over there, go over there. And everybody listens because it's production. Right. So for me personally, like Jody Avila has been very powerful for me as an individual. Has been a great training partner, and he lives in Texas, right? We're always on the phone. We're always talking. We're always FaceTiming in the gym. We're always pushing each other to new heights. So I do have somebody that I consider a very good friend in the ninja community, and I believe he will always support me and will always want me to do well, even if we're in the same competition. So will I. I would give my spot to him if that opportunity presented itself, because that's how much he means to me as an individual. You know, Ninja Warrior is great, but Ninja Warrior is not life.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I have to give a spot away to somebody that I really support, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah. You know, come next season, I'm going to do something that nobody does, and that's to show support, real support to the people that mean something to you. And I've already asked permission from a handful of these guys, and I will no longer wear my shirt on American Ninja Warrior. I will only wear the shirt that people have really supported me and really have meant something to me, because my spotlight, yes, it is my spotlight, but the truth is my spotlight, I didn't get here by myself. You know, there's tons of people that have helped me get to here and helped me become who I am. And every year that may change. Somebody may not go, you know, some people are not meant to be in your life forever, whether it's a positive or negative way of looking at it. Some people come for 2 months, some people stay forever. And Jody Avila is one of those people that I met last year, and we just recently connected for this season. And he's been a huge, huge impact in my training and a huge friend. So I will be wearing the big dog shirt on American Ninja Warrior in my qualifying round next season. And everybody else, you know, my girlfriends, you know, Ronald Washington, Sly Lewis's shirt, you know, these guys that have meant something, bro. Like, I want to share my spotlight. It's not all about me. And the truth is that you can't make it in this life unless you have some people to help you.
Amen, brother. I mean, you know, Brandon's, you know, helped me in a lot of very serious situations. We feel the same way. Matter of fact, we were just talking about earlier today how, you know, your circle gets so small. Yeah. And it's okay. You know what I mean? Because you're kind of removing all the bullshit out of your lives. Because let's be honest. And I'm just going to be I'm like you. We're both like you. Very raw, very real, right?
Yep.
So I'll tell you how right you are. There is other people that haven't accomplished 1/3 of what you have on American Ninja Warrior that I reached out to that said no or didn't even answer. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, people can use fame in a very, very good way to touch lives, or a bad way, and they allow it to get to their head to a point where it's like, dude, you know, you're nobody, fuck you, I'm not going to be on the show, right? Well, for me, it's like, hey, listen, we're putting, whether there's 9 million viewers and followers or there's one, I'm like you, I want to touch one life. I mean, it's irrelevant, but somebody take that and they look at something, they don't reply. I'm like, you know, and I'm not going to mention any names, obviously, right? But even outside of the A&W, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. Outside of the A&W arena, you know, look, we're sales guys, right? We have a company, Make Sales Great Again. We go out and we really just impact lives consulting wise, and we help companies scale. There was people that I looked up to your point, that I reached out to and said, when you have, you know, 700 shows, call me back. It's like, dude, I'm not calling you back. I'm not going to even text you back once. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got to use what you have as a platform. And it sounds to me that's exactly what you're doing to help the people you love most.
Well, man, the truth is, bro, Will said it better. If you're not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. And I truly live my life by that. You know, if I have to give my shirt off my back to help somebody I don't know, then I will. My biggest thing is to make sure that they're good people first before I give my shirt off. Before I decide to suffer, I need to make sure you're worth suffering for. Because the truth is, a lot of people are not, and a lot of people like to play victim when they're really the problem. You know, so that's my biggest thing. I would gladly give my shirt to somebody that needs it, but they have to really need it, and they have to be genuinely just a good person. I'm not saying you gotta help other people, but you gotta genuinely be a good person and I'll give you the world.
Yeah, awesome. and I love it's crazy. We were literally just talking about keeping the circle small and everything. Yeah. And sometimes I make fun of Friday night I'm sitting there and I'm like chilling with my wife, my 4-year-old, putting in bed. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm like getting old. I don't do shit anymore. But then other part of me is like, dude, I don't care. I'm scrolling through my phone, and nothing against all the people on my phone, but I'm like, fuck, I don't really care. I don't care. I don't really want to hang out with you. You're more of an acquaintance than a friend. But I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like, I care about the people I care about that really, really care about me. That circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller as I get older. So, I love the fact that this came up because we were just talking about this on how important it is. Because I got trust issues, bro. I don't trust fucking anybody.
And you hold the biggest grudges out of any human on the planet,
motherfucker.
Dude. I don't trust anybody either. So that's crazy you say that.
The late DMX said it best. Trust what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Trust them to be them.
Yeah.
Right? If a thief, trust them to steal something. Like, you could trust everybody, but don't trust them for what you want them to be. You got to trust them for who they are.
Oof.
Yeah. That's the trick.
That's the fucking gut check right there.
That is the gut check, bro.
Dude, I heard that and I was like, you just changed my life.
Dude,
forever.
It's so true though, bro. That's fucking awesome. I mean, because you're right. Like, trust the fact that Brandon's never going to have more hair on his forehead than he has now. Like, I mean, that's fine. It's okay.
I trust the fact that I'll never be as old as you. So there's a lot of things going around in trust here.
Yeah.
Dude, that's powerful, brother. Well, listen, dude, we could talk to you all day, man. I know you're busy. First and foremost, I want to tell you, you mentioned earlier that it's cool when you met Will Smith to say, hey, the guy was everything and more than I thought that he would be. I'm going to say this as well. When you meet people and you have conversation like we're having, and it's real and it's not scripted and there's no dialogue and we're just really I guess going with the flow.
Yep.
Dude, you're a fucking awesome dude, man. I am one of your biggest supporters now. I loved you then just by seeing you there. I love you even more now. It has nothing to do with the stuntman and the American Ninja World, that are bullshit. I love your cause. I love the fact that you're helping people get comfortable with the uncomfortable about things that have happened with them. You should be extremely proud of who you are, man. And I know that I will be one of your biggest supporters and fans for a long time. And I'm sure I speak for Brandon and I both.
100%, dude. I love everything you stand for. And that was even before the recording started and before the show. We were talking, we asked you a couple things and you're just like, man, happiness means the most to me. And you're a dude that took a platform and is using it in a way that not many people would. And it takes a lot of strength and courage to do that. So I'm a massive, massive, massive fan, brother. I can't thank you enough for taking your time with us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. I got to be honest. One of the reasons why I really said yes is because you guys had Gut Check as the name of your podcast. And I was like, dude, that's got to be raw stuff. And I looked more into it and you guys were just so raw and authentic. I was like, dude, fuck it. Why not, bro? Like, let's see how raw we can really get.
Yeah, dude, I love that, bro. Well, that's what the show is, man. I mean, like, it's funny, dude, because, with the platforms that we have to really touch lives, there's so much bullshit in the world right now and scripted crap. And really, when this show was created, and we say it all the time, but it was created to call a lot of these assholes out that aren't really providing value and touching lives in a proper way, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing it. We're doing it. We couldn't be more thankful, dude. I will ask you this, though. You keep talking about, like, Sly Lewis and how important he was in your life, right?
Yep.
Listen, I would love to have Sly on the show. Maybe you reach out to him. If he says yes, great. If he says no, no big deal. Just let him know who we are. Because I'll be honest with you, dude, I want to see and meet and even if he doesn't, just general conversation, I want to meet the guy that's impacted your life in such a powerful way because I care about that. Matter of fact, fuck the show. If he wants to be on, yes or no, I don't care. I just want to meet the guy that's really impacted your life in a positive way because you mentioned him multiple times. I mentioned my father, who is now passed on in that manner. No problem. Thank you. He's still my hero in heaven. But you talk about him like a person that's super important in your life, man. So I'd love to meet the guy that really has helped guide you.
I've never, ever met or know anybody more disciplined than him in every aspect.
Wow.
Not one thing. Like, everyone's like, yeah, like, when it comes to work, I don't miss. But the house is trash, right? Like, their office clean, their office desk is clean, their house is trash, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't miss, bro. Like, it's like he's robotic, bro. He's like mechanical. Like, he just doesn't miss. He's always on point, and it drives me insane because there's nothing I can do to beat him. Any aspect besides like finger cliffhanger stuff, that's all I have on him. Any workout, anything, I can't get him. He's just that dedicated to his life. He eats the cleanest out of anyone I know, and he believes that discipline is the key. And to have that around as a bar to aim for is just, it's hard because you're like, damn, I don't want to do it. But then when he's doing it, you're like, all right, you find motivation in seeing it because he's constantly that example. And I can't think, I would not be the man I am today without him, for sure.
Well, I'm sure you guys
powerful.
complement each other in a very good way. There's a lot of things that Brandon's good at that I'm not, and vice versa. So that's a cool friendship and relationship to have, man. So I thank you again, man. Everybody, Flip Rodriguez. You can find him on Instagram at YoungFlip7 and Twitch at Flip Rodriguez. Please go follow this guy, you guys. I mean, dude, you are probably one of my favorite shows yet. And we've had some people with 3 million viewers and followers, all sorts of shit. None of that matters when you come down to the real person that you are, man. You're fucking awesome, dude. So thank you again.
Thanks so much.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are raw and real, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing, man. Real talk.
All right, brother. Cool, man. Well, take it easy, man. Have a blessed day, dude. We are going to be following you and supporting you and rooting you on, man. So just let's stay connected, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
All right,
Thanks,
brother.
brother.
Be good, dude.
Bye, guys.
See you. Bye-bye. It's crazy to see how passionate he is when he speaks. He gave me the chills. One of the things he said is, I have to realize that bringing up my past. What did he say? I'm sorry.
I wrote down, if you're going to say the same
I am
thing.
going to say that, yeah.
It said something like, I have to cut myself again and again for someone else to be able to heal.
Yes, that's it.
Which
I mean, dude,
literally gave me chills.
Same.
When it comes to talking on stage, using his platform in a positive way, telling his story. You know, it's funny. I asked him, did you go into telling your story with the intention of becoming like this ambassador person, or was it just for yourself? And then it came into that, and he's like, dude, hell no. I just wanted to tell it, and all of a sudden now I'm nervous to get on stage, but I gotta go into the story and cut myself every single time. But it's worth it if I can really touch that one or two people. And he said, you know, sometimes it's not even during his speaking event or even the day after. It's a couple of days after when the person sends him the message and saying, hey, I didn't have the courage to speak up in person, but I just wanted to let you know you impacted my life. So it's just pretty crazy, man, that he's using that, and that he's willing to go into that story and cut himself, so to speak, to be able to give other people that opportunity. So
yeah, well, I mean, one of the biggest takeaways I took from this is the 3, 2, 1 action. It'll really prove who you really are, right? Because he talks about, he's like, dude, and when you're a stuntman and they go 3, 2, 1 action, he goes, dude, I'm about to get hit by a fucking semi. He's like, so if I don't use my parkour skills and learn how to land softly, he goes, I can really get hurt. But isn't that really in life, right? Like, we talk about business, and yes, this is a business / motivation / whatever the fuck podcast, right? But he talks about how you got to be ready. I think it's the same thing in sales. You know, when you're getting ready to pitch somebody, you shake that first hand. You get on the phone call with somebody. It's 3, 2, 1 action. You got to be prepared, right? I mean, and I love that. And I try to tie in what I hear from people into business and life in general. I loved that takeaway. In life, you get up in the morning, and it's almost like the Mel Robbins 5-second rule, right? She talks about like counting backwards, and she found that in the launch of a rocket ship, right? She goes, 5, 4, 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and jump out of bed, and it makes you get up quicker. That's the life that he lives. I mean, it's 3, 2, 1 action, and he's got to go. Another takeaway that I love from him, he said, dude, I love when people ask me what I do, and he goes, dude, I don't really know. He's like, I mean, I'm a stuntman, I'm an ambassador, I'm a speaker. He does a lot of things, but to me, all that equaled was freedom. This guy used A&W, American Ninja Warrior, as a platform to really scale his life and his career to be okay, not knowing what's coming next, and living the life that means something to him in a positive way, right?
Big time. I mean, to keep it real, I'm extremely jealous that he's a stuntman. I really, I can't even explain to you how many years on the top of my list, stuntman was what I was supposed to be.
Well, dude, you could roll off a bench right now.
And then I ended up being on a fucking podcast.
You could roll off a bench. Like, you could be the homeless guy that falls a foot off the bench.
I'm not saying I'd be good at it, but I should be able to do it.
How cool was the story about Will Smith, though?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was good. I'm glad he said it, because like I love Will Smith.
Yeah.
But you always wonder if, so-and-so's just a dick.
Well, I told you, he's my best friend,
like
so him and I go way back.
You guys DM each other?
Yeah, absolutely DM. I mean, I'm one of 900 million people that follow him that he actually answers.
On the podcast yet?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, he's scheduled for when he has time. He's figure it out. But
he'll
no,
get back to us.
He'll get back to us. Yeah, it might probably is a media team. But it is cool to see. and actually hear about the introduction too, right? Like if you guys were watching this, you could kind of see Flip when he was talking about it. He was like taken back even when he talks about how Will Smith came up to him. He's like, "Hey Flip, what's up, man? I'm Will Smith." And I was like, everybody fucking knows who you are, Will, but there is a lot of like genuine humbleness inside of someone introducing themselves when you already know who the person, they know you know who you are, who they are, right? Yeah. But I think that as far as Will's concerned, you know, hearing how genuine, how much he cares, walking all the way across the gym just to say what's up to Flip, when I'm sure there's other tremendous actors and actresses, or I guess it's the new term is performers, right? Oh. for that stuff. It's pretty cool that he has that friendship, but he also talks about, you know, Sly Lewis a lot. I mean, isn't it funny? Every single show, there's someone that has a coach or a mentor that pushes them to do more. Man, I'm going to tell you this. Biggest takeaway yet is out of all the shows is get a coach, get a mentor, have someone in your life that pushes you to do more.
I agree. It's like, it's the one common denominator of every single one. All these successful people all have someone else that they think is more successful than them that's able to kind of push them to be better than what they are.
Yeah.
So,
well, dude, I was super excited, man. Guys, go back and listen to it again. Please, once again, as I said, I was going to say it, follow Flip on Instagram at YoungFlip7, on Twitch at Flip Rodriguez. Keep an eye out, man. He is doing some really cool, powerful things. And the one thing I love about Flip, he actually gives a fuck about his small circle. He really cares, only allows people in his life. He gets rid of all the bullshit. You should too. Any piece of advice that you should take from this is make sure that the people in your lives actually truly care about your wins. They're there to support you. I mean, fuck, the guy's wearing someone else's shirt to promote them, using his platform to allow them to scale. Yeah. That's true trust, that's true care, and that's a genuine person in my opinion.
And if you got someone that ain't trying to do that for you, then fuck them.
I agree. What are the odds that we send Flip a gut check shirt right now and that he wears that during the next AW? That's a great idea.
We should have closed
Fuck, I should have closed him. Anyways, we'll be following up with Flip again, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Get ready for the next Gut Check Uncut. We got some amazing guests coming your way, as you can see so far. So we love you guys. Please subscribe below. Tell your friends about this show. And we love you.
Peace.
Peace. Outro.
Outro.
Or we should just say that now, right? Just outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So the
outro.
Video guy.
Chentro.
Okay, let's get the outro.
Yeah.
Outro. It almost sounds Spanish.
I thought you were going to clap.
Outro. I almost clapped. I
know. Okay. You did the lean back, almost clap.
I did. I caught myself.
Think that I would see that.
Okay, we'll start now so we can stop.
No, this should be all be included.
It's definitely not.
100%.
Stop. Okay. Can you stop laughing so you answer?
Yeah.
Okay, outro starts now. Dude, If you love this guest as much as we did, please follow them on all their social media platforms. The way to support us is to like and comment on all your favorite episodes. And please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification for the next Gut Check Uncut.